Okay.
Sí, genial, genial, bien, bien, bien. Vale, pues ahora voy a mandar, cuando tú me digas, mandame a la gente aquí.
Ah, so ya lo dejo conectado así.
Sí, sí.
Alright, so I would say, so yo diría en 10 minutos a exactamente las 12.
Sí, cuando tú me digas.
Ok, perfecto. So, ¿cómo está el audio? I mean, es que yo no sé si cómo que está el audio de nada.
Se escucha perfecto.
Ok, vamos a hacer una prueba. Yo voy a mutear. Sarah muted this. ¿Tú me tienes muteado aquí? En el teléfono de Alemana. Hola, probando. Estamos aquí, activos. Dime si me escuchas bien. Hola. Hola. Vamos a empezar la clase. Yara. Probando. She says perfect. Okay. So,
How do I find it?
I just created it too. I said.
How did she find it?
Give
How did she find it?
me 1 second. Shit, I don't know how we're gonna be able to do that. Do we? We don't need this, right?
I don't think so, no.
We have to
What did she want?
put the camera closer, but everything's connected to it. This I
computer?
don't need. Audio. That will need.
Well, I mean, if it's unable to be closer, it's unable to be closer.
No, it should be fine. That microphone had on.
Alright, don't worry about it. Just grab whatever you need.
Okay. We'll just need the charger. That's really it. Other than that, I should be able to get this a little bit further up. Okay. Yeah. As long as the charger can reach over there, which it should be able to, it should be good. Tanya, let me, because now I feel like it's too close. Here. Actually, you go there. I'll just kind of go where you think you're gonna be at. Space-wise, no, we'll probably have to be a little bit further back. Hold on. Okay, so I mean, from there you're centered, but if you do anything with your arms up,
We're not going to.
partner work.
How far is the partner here?
That's good.
Yeah, we're up here.
So essentially, I mean, I can still move it back a little bit. Is she saying anything as far as does that look okay? Sara, no, she's listening to us. Sí, déjame saber si esto se ve mejor para yo.
Dime. She's typing. Perfecto.
Okay. All right. So we're completely even here. You're centered. Oh no, I sent it to her. So she's basically now gonna send this link that I created. I mean, she could send it to.
So we can see the comments on here.
Yeah, she'd have to send it to you, and then you'd have to like maybe airdrop it to the phone, to the TV, or to the laptop. Okay, are we gonna be needing audio, like music?
Yeah. Spotify on the computer, no?
Yeah.
You want to speak to the camera? Oh, okay. Okay, we can go all the way up to here. Sarah, can you send me the link, because I can't see comments, and I know it's through our Island Touch channel, but I can't find it when I'm in our channel, this live feed.
So we can control the music.
I'm gonna put that computer on a chair, just in case. sure?
No, because in the, I mean, you can if you want.
Here, oh, that looks pretty alright. Just. Yeah, I don't know where that link is. How'd you send it to it?
I just WhatsApped it to him.
Through your phone?
I think I could maybe do the same to you. I don't think I can anymore because I'm in. Wait. I can.
I just use my phone for the chat.
Yeah, we'll
I
just
right, like to have it on here, so it's
we'll
easier.
just kind of. I mean.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Yeah, we just have to do it. Alright, come on. Come on, buddy. Come on, you want to eat? You got it?
We have until here, really? For no hands to be seen. We'll just do the part where we'll
You want to go like get something down?
No, it's fine.
Because I don't. They look like this. I'm sorry. Which one? Hey, what are you doing? Go back. Back. Relax. Hopefully he doesn't. Houdini himself.
Hello.
Are we live? Wait. She's not supposed to let people in yet.
Me, her, and it's just one more person. All the way up. You can hear everything you're saying.
No. She doesn't go live until we tell her that we're ready,
Oh, okay.
and we still got. I guess it's just used for people, right?
Yes. It's on YouTube.
I guess tell her to let you know.
Presenta bachata popiwa grupo cada mañana deseo tanto como son mi madrugada.
It's loud. How about that?
DJ Tigre presenta Toco, soy quien foto
I won't touch it.
cuando no hay.
Cool. All right. Do we need the YouTube?
It would be not. Oh, because it's on this? No.
You can't airdrop that.
Ooh, airdrop it.
Yeah.
The link?
Yeah.
Copy. Notes.
So what's
I have the shine.
So no, this live is basically just give them a taste of our mastery, right? And it's just the mastery. Is there? We're not saying is it. Not it's not world mastery, right? It's what's the title of the what's the title?
What mastery?
Is it still world mastery?
I believe so, yeah. Okay. Sarah. It is still called World Mastery, yes? It is still called World Mastery, yes? Is the chart not on your phone? Is the chart here? Did you just accept it?
No, it said failed on my phone.
I can't send it. When you are ready, let me know. Sorry. Is this still called World Mastery, or did we name it something else? Since obviously World Mastery was a company. There we go.
The thing is that this thing is gonna be. We leave it like that in that view.
Yep, that way you can see it in chat.
Oh wow, it looks like that. I think I go lower then. You see, because it doesn't. It looks so much smaller here. So they see a lot of us. I can go down a little more if you.
Talk louder, please.
No. We got a lot of this one.
Why all that way for turns, rotations?
Okay, we're going live. Let's do it.
Hold on, let me get a name first.
Can we leave this
What
here?
should we select?
Can we leave that there? Yeah. From here. Nope. It's okay.
Ataca y La Alemana Mastery.
No.
Wait, what?
Ataca y La Maestro.
Wait, hold on. She said something else. Okay, just Mastery.
Mastery. All right, I think we're ready.
Okay,
Let's do it. We're going live.
you're ready.
All right. See where everyone's at. Doesn't
It
matter.
still says unlisted.
If people, I think she. All right, there's one more.
Daniel! Activo!
Okay, so very quickly, my people, as you are coming in, mientras estás entrando, this class will be in English with a little bit of Spanish. As you come in, I need everyone to go into the chat. Let me know a couple things. One, where are you coming from? So in the chat, tell me what country you're coming from.
En español.
Cuando entres al chat, asegúrate de decirme de dónde vienes, de qué país. Ponlo en los comentarios, ¿ok? Y también quiero que todo el mundo ponga muchos fuego. Pon muchos fuegos. Put a lot of fire on the chat. Fire. Fuego. Fire.
Fur.
A lot of fire. Pon fuego. Okay, good job, Maite. Thank you so much. Seguimos. Abigail, thank you. Very good. Let's go, Pati. I see you. Ricardo, let's
That's a
go.
lot of fire.
Más fuego in the chat. Más fuego in the chat.
That's a
Más
heart of
fuego.
fire.
Más fuego in the chat.
Venezuela, Madrid, España. Oh, okay.
Italia, la República Dominicana, Suecia.
Sweden,
Okay,
Viva Peru.
so what we'll do, guys, is this class will be taught predominantly in English. but we will definitely be jumping back and forth to Spanish, okay? So voy a hacer todo posible de hacer la clase en inglés y también un poco de español, all right? So we're going to give everyone one more minute to sign on, and then we're going to get started. One more minute to get started, okay? Let's do this. Let's take advantage because we are going to be using music in the class. Vamos a estar utilizando música también. Voy a poner una canción. Quiero que todo el mundo escriba si escuchan la música bien. I want you to let me know if you can hear the music well, okay?
Como son soleados y pico, en la radio tú son favoritos. Tú mi alto, mi like, yo te sigo. El consuelo gritamos bonito cuando suena nuestra canción. Yo te digo que me gusta mucho con bastante, como mango y limón saborear. Solo a ti yo quiero acostumbrarme para toda la vida tenerte y amarte. Why yo, me traes loco, la 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 la, loco te remate. Why yo, tú me traes loco, la 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 la.
Okay, we're ready. Let's go. All right. Woo! My peoples, what's up? It's Ataca.
Alemana.
And first things first, thank you all so very much for coming out. Gracias a todos por estar aquí en este vivo. Como mencioné, voy a hacer esta clase en English y también español. So I will be doing this obviously in English and in Spanish. It's going to be a lot, but let's do it. All right. Why are we here? ¿Por qué estamos aquí? So this is our live class. This is our live class demonstrating and explaining to you a little bit more of the Ataca y La Alemana mastery, okay? So en esta clase vamos a estar básicamente dándole un gustito, un poquito de lo que pueden encontrar en nuestra maestría, okay? So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna do a little bit of everything. We're gonna do some footwork, some partner work. Now, we're not gonna take the same approach to a normal class because if you are here, you are a person that wants to be an instructor or you want to take your dancing to a whole nother level. So, esta clase no se va a hacer como una clase normal donde solo te enseñan unos pasos o una figura. Va a haber una explicación específica porque la idea es que si tú estás aquí es porque tú quieres ser un maestro, dos, quieres mejorar en lo que estás haciendo como maestro, o a lo mejor quieres ser un mejor bailarín, ¿ok? So por eso que queremos tomar esta clase un poquito más distinto. That's why we want to take this class and do it a little bit more different, a little more specific to you so you guys can see what type of important information you're going to find in this mastery, ¿ok? So por eso que queremos tomar eso para que veas y entiendas un poco, un saborcito de lo que vas a ver en la maestría, ¿ok? So, Alemana, you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's go. Bájale un poco.
Oh, that was a while ago. We're good. All right, you guys ready?
Perfect.
All right. So what we're gonna do normally, I don't know if you explained because it was mostly.
I got you. Well, anything now that you say in English,
Okay.
I got you.
All right, perfect. So the way that, like George had mentioned, Ataca had mentioned that this is not only for instructors but as well for dancers that want to take their dancing to the next level. But what we're going to do today in this class is we're not only going to teach you, let's say, a shine or a partner work that now you can use in your classes or just in general social dancing, but also more importantly, we're going to be teaching it as if you were an instructor in our class, showcasing why we do what we do. Yeah, so that's really the most important part because again, the master, yes, is for regular dancers, but really more geared towards instructors. So this is how we're going to handle the class, okay? So what we normally do with our classes, we will start with some footwork and then you should go into partner work unless those classes are specifically designed to just be footwork or just partner work.
So, una cosita que vamos a hacer es básicamente vamos a tomar esta clase como que ustedes, siendo los maestros, básicamente son los estudiantes, porque es importante reconocer muchas de las estrategias, no solo el material, pero cómo ser el maestro, cómo manejar la clase, diferentes términos y etcétera, etcétera, y es por eso que empezamos con la primera parte que es los pasos libres.
Perfect. All right. So like I said, we're going to start with some footwork first, and we're going to go into the partner work, and we will be explaining exactly what we're doing, why we're doing it, and so on.
So part one, Alemana's going to be taking over this first part, and what's really, really important for us and what's helped us out a lot is terminology, okay? So we've created in this mastery a list of names. Now this is not what we say is the name of this step all around the world, because some people do these steps and call it different. But as instructors and even dancers, it's very important for you to create this terminology of different types of names, because this is how we communicate, especially in choreographies or in classes. These names become recognizable, okay? So it's important that we understand if a normal basic, inside basic, outside cross, there is a list of names that you're going to be learning in this mastery. So, en esta primera parte vamos a iniciar explicando muchos términos y nombres de paso y cómo combinarlos. Okay? So let's do it.
Okay, sorry. Just making sure the volume's good because I see some comments about the volume. Right now, guys, we're using the microphone on the phone. We don't have microphones on us, so we can't, unfortunately, increase the volume. We can only speak louder, so you gotta let us know if we're speaking too quiet. But let's go ahead and let's start with the footwork first. So, what we will do in a class, this would be a combination class, for example. Combination meaning we will add footwork as well as partner work. So generally, we'll start out with some footwork. If we have an all levels class, we will start with some basic footwork vocabulary and then move on to possibly syncopated counts. So to start, what we're going to do what's called an outside cross.
Sí. All right, guys, we're going to test something out here. We're going live. Obviously, we hear you. We see you in the chat. Let me know if this sounds better.
That sounds really loud.
So, obviously, I'm a little loud right now. But if I lower my volume and I talk normal, let me know in the chat if this sounds a little bit more clear, a little bit more defined. Déjame saber si hablando en el micrófono ayuda un poco más en lo que es, it's better.
It's better?
It's better. You could hear it clear, a little bit more clear than.
Not really.
How about when we're turning around like this and we
It's
speak?
less clear. Okay, it does, but yeah. We're going to keep it without the
Perfect.
microphone. To avoid any confusion, we can increase the volume. The problem is when we use a microphone, it could really mess it up. So, let's start. So like I said, we're going to start with the vocabulary. The first.
She said it's better with the microphone.
Okay.
The boss.
All right, the boss said microphone, so we're going to use a microphone. I think what you probably were hearing is the fact that George is a very, very loud speaker sometimes, and a microphone, maybe.
And I can always turn it on.
Does it? Okay. All right, so I'm going to speak like a normal human. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's try it now with the microphone. Maybe it's better. Okay, so like I mentioned, we would do the vocabulary starting with an outside cross. So usually we will teach footwork on masculine or men or leaders timing, which just simply means I'm starting with my left foot on one. When we're talking about followers, you're going to start with your right foot. But because it's going to be a mixed class, I'm going to start with my left. So if you want to try it with me, we're going to do what's called an outside cross. I'm going to step with my left foot out on 1, back with my right foot on 2, cross with the left on 3, and I'm going to tap 4. Now again, as instructors, you not only want to pay attention to the material that we're teaching you, also how we word it, when are we counting, when are we using sounds, things like that. So again, outside cross, I step 1, back 2, cross 3, tap 4. However, because I'm going to do a grapevine and I want to start getting into syncopations, now what I'm going to do with the class, I taught them a normal outside cross. Now I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, and. So they already understood tap on 4, but now instead of tapping on the inside, I want to tap out to the right on 4, tap in on and. So let's do that together. Outside cross with the left, stepping out, 1, back, 2, cross, 3, 4, and. Last time. 5, 6, 7, and. Outside cross, 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Now we're going to get into what's called a grapevine, 5, 6, and 7. So now we're here on and. I'm going to step out with my right foot, 5, step behind with the left, 6, and 7, and tap 8. So let's do that 1,000 times. And again, listen to the terminology. How often do we repeat things? Here is and. Out with the right. 5, 6, and 7, 8, and did I count that right? And 8, sorry. Again, one more time. 4 and 5, 6 and 7 and 8. Very good. Okay, so now what we would do, since I just taught 1 full 8 count, you want to repeat it now from the top. Anything in Espanol?
Nope.
No? Okay, here we go. So let's start it again. Otra vez de principio. So starting with the left, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Very good. You want to repeat that maybe about 2 more times to allow your students to get it, and then normally what we would do is add music.
So, what? See. Hold on, I think I'm on. See. Okay. So one thing we want you guys to be aware of, una cosa que quiero que todo el mundo esté atento, son varias cositas. Uno, cómo nosotros tocamos, ¿ok? This is very specific y muy específico cuando lo hacemos en la maestría, pero quiero que anoten que cuando nosotros en nuestro estilo tocamos, when we tap in our style, we do not tap like this, we tap like this. All of our taps are softer taps. So if you see us go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So notice and. We want to try and stay away from these stronger taps, okay? And this is even for your basic. Hasta que comimos el básico. El 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, okay? So this is one thing that we explain very, very in depth. Esto es una cosa que explicamos, pero lo explicamos mucho en la maestría. Es una cosa como mantener este paso, este tempo con este toque. When we tap soft, your body stays soft. When you tap strong, your body stays strong. This is why a lot of dancers will go step, 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 step. Every single time you do this, your body tenses up, okay? So cada vez que tú toques así, tu cuerpo se tensa. This is just one very important piece of our methodology, of our style that really allows you to be smooth and comfortable. Este es un pedazo tan importante en como en nuestro estilo mantenerse tranquilo. So, quiero que mantengas atento cuando hacemos estos pasos. 1, 2, 3, 4 y 5, 6 y 7 y 8. Notice that 8, not 8, 8, 8. Okay? So be mindful, atento a eso.
All right, so now we're going to teach you another aspect of what we do, which is, right now it was only 1 8 count, right?
Sponge. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sponge. I was going to say that. Right now it was only 1 8 count. Obviously when you have a full hour class, because this is not going to be a full hour, you can add maybe another 2 to 3 8 counts. But one of the things that we do in our class to make things more challenging, and if you've ever taken a workshop with us before, you probably already know this. We always have our students learn the shine in one direction, but then also replicate it in the other. So not only are they now learning the second face of the shine, or a bachata step, or a basic step, they're also utilizing their mind and getting their brain involved, because now we have to use both sides in both directions, which can really break a brain, but it's a nice challenge.
So, te explico. So, una cosita, y esto es muy importante de mente maestro, ¿ok? Muchas veces entramos a una clase y damos un paso, ¿ok? Y después seguimos añadiendo. ¿Cuándo? Tenemos que recordar que en la bachata hay varios lados, varias caras a cada paso. So, un ejemplo que nosotros utilizamos que nos gusta mucho es explicar una combinación normalmente a la izquierda y antes hacer 2 o 3 cuentas, y antes de seguir amontonando diferentes pasos, acuerda y puedes enseñar ese mismo paso al otro lado de tu básico, ¿ok? Esto te ayuda a enseñar a tus estudiantes ser versátil en sus pasos. Por ejemplo, let's demonstrate.
The same shine?
Yes.
Okay.
So vamos a demostrar.
Yeah, so we'll demonstrate. So let's do the original way that we just learned. We'll do an outside cross. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6, and 7, and 8. Now, if we want to do this to the right side, what we need to do is add a basic, because now we have to start everything on the right. We do have a basic 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have the outside cross. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's a couple of things that have been accomplished. One, you've now challenged your students to learn both sides. They now understand that there are 2 sides minimum to every shine, which now increases their vocabulary. But also for you as an instructor, my left side of the brain needs to wake up.
Wake up!
Larissa. Now, with that said, as an instructor as well, let's say sometimes we all have good days and sometimes we have bad days, right? And sometimes we can come up with an amazing shine and sometimes it's just not working out. What helps you now as an instructor in your class, or if you're like me and I don't retain a lot of information very quickly, like for class, I tend to forget. His memory is like a sponge, so he can remember a 25 count shine, no problem. But for me, this is very helpful because all I need to do is come up with 1 or 2 8 counts and then repeat them on the other side, which now created 4 8 counts worth of a shine. So I've just doubled my shine, which now can take up the hour. Again, like I said, we're instructing you as an instructor so you can lead your class and just giving you little details and little tips of what you can do to become a better instructor, but also give more to your students.
So básicamente, mi gente, esto es un buen ejemplo o una buena estrategia cuando estás enseñando a tus estudiantes. Asegúrate que si ellos aprenden un paso a un lado, ellos ya se están acostumbrados a lo que es un paso, un cruzo, un toque afuera, un toque, un paso atrás, etcétera, etcétera. Antes de llenar la mente con nuevos pasos, una buena transición a lo que serán nuevos pasos es solo cambiar el lado, pero mantener todavía en mente es un paso, un cruce adelante, un toque afuera, un toque adentro, un paso hacia atrás, voy y toco. Porque luego con cada lado la fórmula es igual. Paso, cruzo, adelante. Solo lo que cambia es el tiempo. Y esa es una buena transición para bailarines y estudiantes poder mantener la práctica y aprender los dos lados antes de añadir otra combinación. ¿Ok?
Yeah.
That's it.
So that's just a very quick taste as far as when it comes to footwork, how we teach it. Again, it's very important to understand the vocabulary, which is what you're going to get in our mastery. We have all of our footwork, basic fundamental steps, vocabulary in that mastery. I think we have like 75 steps that are included as well. We also have it on our YouTube channel, by the way, so just a little hint there. But just making sure you're using that vocabulary because that's what's going to help you create these shines. Now, obviously, there are an infinite amount of steps that we can use that we don't have vocabulary for, and I think it probably would be impossible to do that, but you at least have like 75 to use to start creating your shines, your choreography, all that stuff. So this is how we would construct an all levels footwork class using vocabulary and some additional steps, but then also utilizing the second side to create a larger shine.
So, básicamente esta primera parte fue para darle solo un gustito a lo que es muy importante y una mayor parte de nuestra maestría, que es estos términos. Y los términos no solo con los pasos, pero también con las figuras, ¿ok? Y tenemos un montón de pasos más en la maestría. So vas a tener una lista de pasos que se va a poder hacer de varios lados, ¿ok? Ahora, antes de continuar, before we finish, vamos a introducir una cosa que literal es nuevo, pero se explica en detalle en la maestría. So before we finish the footwork part, we're going to introduce a component that's a very, very new component, a new term that a lot of people aren't used to, which is what we call quadrants, okay? We're going to give you a very, very small taste of what this means but you have to go into the mastery to take that to a whole nother level. So le vamos a dar solo un gustito a este nuevo componente que se llama cuadrantes, y es básicamente lo que utilizamos en reconocer no solo izquierda y derecha de un paso, pero también lo que es adelante y atrás. So the one step that we're going to show you how to do 4 different ways. El paso que te vamos a demostrar cómo hacerlo 4 diferentes veces es fácil. Solo paso, toco, toco y ya. Ese pasito, solo uno, 1, 2, 3, 4. ¿Ok? Vamos a explicar que un cuadrante es como un cruz. A quadrant is like a cross on the floor. So right now, if we're sitting here, you're going to do the first box is going to be A. The box to the right is going to be B. The box back is going to be C. The box to the right is going to be D. Okay? So you have up A, B, C, D.
And then also, just one quick tip, because obviously we're talking to instructors as well. One thing that we also have done in private classes and smaller groups is actually use blue painter's tape on the ground so it's visual. Because what you have to remember as an instructor...
We're going live, but we're just going to demonstrate it.
So okay, there we go. It's not blue painter's tape, but it still gets the job done. So what you have to remember as an instructor, you have different types of students and everybody learns very differently. But a lot of us are visual learners. So the more you can create and bring something into the physical realm of things so people can actually visualize it, it makes it a lot easier to understand. So one more time.
So, un ejemplo que menciona Alemana es que un buen táctica para que expliques mejor a tus estudiantes. Nosotros tenemos un tape, no lo tenemos ahora, pero normalmente cargamos un tape que lo ponemos en el piso y esto ayuda a estudiantes a ser un poquito más visual, ¿ok? Lo explicas, pero también así, si por ejemplo, if you guys notice, now you tell your students to stay in the middle, and when you explain A, I'm in A box, B box, C, and D, okay? So that's how we explain. And what we're now trying to explain to you is the step that we just did. We stepped out and we tapped, and that now puts us in the A box. If I were to take the same exact step, B, step out, tap, tap, tap. That puts me now in the B box. If I were to take that same step, out, tap, tap, tap. That put me in the C box. And if I go out, tap, 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 that put me in the D box.
Now it's really important as well as understanding. I know it's so much information that I wish we could give to you, but I think it's
they get it in the mastery.
Yeah, you definitely get it in the mastery, but I definitely want to point it out here as well, because some of you might be looking at it as like, okay, I see the direction you're going to, but what really classifies it as an A, B, C, or D? So let's say I'm in the middle and I'm going to my left. I have 2 options. I'm either going to be in my A box, which is up here, or in my C box, which is back here. What's going to determine if I'm going to be in the A box is if I tap in front, or if I do something towards the front. What's going to determine if I'm in the C box is if I'm going to the back. So just stepping left and right determines 2 boxes, possibilities, but what you do after that is what's going to determine essentially which box you're going to be in, if that makes sense to you guys.
So básicamente porque es un nuevo componente y esto se explica en detalle en la maestría, pero para que tengan un pequeño más conocimiento a lo que estamos explicando, la idea es entender que cuando voy con la izquierda ya estamos con solo 2 opciones, que es A y C. Y lo que decide si estoy en la A es que con el derecho hago algo hacia adelante o hacia algo hacia atrás, ¿ok? Luego, lo mismo al otro lado. Si voy con la derecha, ya solo estoy trabajando con la B y la D, y lo que define es si hago algo con el izquierdo adelante o el izquierdo hacia atrás. Y en la maestría explicamos muchas diferentes combinaciones en cómo tomar tus pasos y utilizarlo. Y Luego entender que esto no solo se pasa con solo vamos a decir, un cuenta de 8. Esto también se puede involucrar en combinaciones, ¿ok? So explica. So now, I'm going live.
We're going live. Okay.
Te vamos a demostrar, porque ahora tú estás pensando, oh, pero Ataca, pero la combinación que hizo Alemana, ¿cómo se hace en diferentes cuadrantes? Muy fácil. Esto significa la A. Esto significa la B. Si hacemos el mismo paso, 1, 2, 3, 4 y 5, 6 y 7 y 8. Si anotas, solo he cambiado los diferentes lados. So, por ejemplo, ahora en vez de cruzar adelante, cruzo atrás y los toques iguales. En vez de cruzar atrás, cruzo adelante, grapevine. Eso es lo que estamos básicamente tirando a tu cabeza para que veas los pasos de una diferente manera. So basically, guys, the reason why we explain and we create these things is so that you look at shines differently, that you understand that shines in combination and steps have so many different sides. You have a forward, you have a back, and you have a left, and you have a right. Now, if you are confused, that's okay. Because the idea with this class today, especially with this first part, was just give you these little nuggets, these little gems to be like, wow, I kind of see what they're saying, but I need to go into the mastery to really, truly understand. And that's what you're going to get. So yo sé que me imagino que hay gente allá que están como que Ataca, no entiendo nada, veo un poco, pero la idea con eso es introducir lo que nosotros consideramos partes muy importantes en la maestría para que tú vayas y aprendas a desarrollar este componente, ¿ok?
Perfect.
So, that completes part 1, which is our footwork and shines part, okay? So now we're going to now go into our partner work section. So eso completa lo que es la primera parte, que es nuestros pasos libres y shines, porque para los que no nos conocen, es una parte muy grande para nosotros. So, before...
Hold about 10 minutes.
Yeah. So before we continue, no, I think we're ready.
Yeah, let's go straight into it. And then we're going to have to chat.
Bye. All right, here we go.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah, we're good. Hey, I'm speaking in Spanish. Estoy hablando
I
español.
think it's just people joining late.
Ok, so mira, ahora, ¿cuándo es figuras? Ok, una cosa que nosotros explicamos que es muy, pero muy importante es cómo aguantar a su pareja. Ok, so one of the parts that we have to always specify when we start dancing with our partners is how to hold your partners. Now, we're going to explain, te vamos a enseñar, which is a very common hold, and we're going to explain what we hold and why. This is a very common hold in bachata, any style, which is the right hand on the shoulder blade, and the left hand is north-south shoulder level, okay? What we want to do in our style, lo que nosotros queremos hacer en nuestro estilo, el estilo Ataca y La Alemana, Island Touch, es la mano derecha, bajarlo al medio de la espalda, ¿ok? Luego, la mano del follower baja también. Eso es la primera parte. Y la segunda parte, en vez de la mano afuera y arriba, lo bajamos. Lo bajamos
Underneath the chest.
debajo del pecho, okay? So we hold. So why do we do this? One, these types of positions communicate a lot of different things. Estos tipos de posiciones comunican muchas cosas. Por ejemplo, si yo bailo con la izquierda para arriba, estás en la zona de giros. So from shoulder up, you are in turn zone. De hombro para arriba, estás en zona giro, aquí. Ya estás comunicando que quieres que ella gire para acá o que ella gire para allá. Es por eso que nosotros nos gusta bajar la mano. That's why we like to drop the hand down, so it's very clear to our partner we're doing basic steps. So now, important to remember, chest and below, basic, hand up, turn. Again, something so tedious and small, but so important when it comes to communicating to your partner. Because so many people grab their partner and start dancing like this. And every single time that hand goes up, you're communicating turn. Tenemos que entender, mi gente, cuando expliques a tus estudiantes, no podemos solo entrar y ir bailando, porque sin estrategia o buena comunicación se causa problemas. Y veo muchas veces que las manos suben y esta mano sigue subiendo. So, tu pareja está siempre pensando giro. So, otra cosa, básicamente, en concluso, mano central, básico.
Relaxed.
Básico. Si quiero que suba o que ella gire, subo mano. Okay? It's that simple. Basic step. Nice and relaxed. When I lift that hand, now she turns. Okay? So again, something so minor. Next minor thing. Now, I say minor, yo digo como pequeño, pero tan importante. Posición de manos.
Yes.
Dedo grande, big thumb. Middle of the hand, wrap. This is basic hold. En la posición del básico. Esta posición no debe ser la misma posición cuando giras. There needs to be a different position. Tiene que ser otra posición.
For a turn.
Para un giro, for a turn. So now, scissors, tijera, junto. Tijeras, junto.
In between.
This is position for turn. Esto es posición para giro. So ahora, comunicación clara. Alemana, básico. Alemana,
Ooh, something different.
giro. Arriba y voy. Alemana, básico. Cambio posición. It needs to be super important when we're dancing. Básico, básico. Básico, básico. Voy a empezar con el cambio de la mano. Cambio mano y luego subo arriba. This is how you will now have the most and best communication with your partner. I switched the hand. She felt the change. She saw the hand up. She now sees turn. So many times our students have the same position for everything. They hear here and they do turns from here into here. They go back. This is how we are becoming clear leaders as well as understanding more clear as followers. So, en esta manera, mi gente, estamos enseñando a nuestros estudiantes cómo ser manejadores más claros y también seguidores que entiendan el lenguaje. Okay? So, again, remember, basic, turn. Basic, turn, and just like that. Así de fácil. Something so simple, but something so important. And this goes with all of your turn patterns. Esto va con todo. If I'm here, basic step, balo y, giro, giro. Then I go back. Basic grip, back to a basic, and everything is communicated clearly.
That's perfect. No, that is perfect. It's just allowing, as a leader, to allow your follower to understand. They don't need to know what is exactly happening next. We just need to know something's going to happen. So it's really important for not only you as an instructor, but to also teach your students to prepare their dancers or their followers if they're a leader. It's all about communication.
Y ahora, now that we've explained the left side, let's explain that right side. And this one is so important. Tantas veces agarramos nuestra pareja así. Lo que pasa es que muchas veces los manejadores suben los hombros y forzan la pareja a estar arriba. So a lot of times we naturally stand tall, which most of us, and we lift our partners up. So number one, we want to bring that hand down so that we are more relaxed with our shoulders, más relajado con los hombros. Y luego, porque en la bachata hacemos muchos pasos, because in bachata we are able to incorporate steps into our patterns, our turn patterns. We like to drop the hand down so that we can create more space, más espacio. Here, you're very, very close. Here, we sit back. And this is how, if me and Aleman are dancing, basic step. Y queremos hacer pasos. Pa, 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 A, A. We can keep this distance away and it allows space with the feet, okay? So that is one of the reasons why we like to hold down below and not high. Eso es una de las razones porque a nosotros nos gusta más aguantar más abajo, a donde nos podemos sentar en esa mano para el forward y podemos hacer lo que son pasos más alejado, más cómodo y luego sin estar tan cerca. Si estamos aquí, estamos súper cerca.
It's very personal space as well.
Okay? So, that is the first reason why we hold there. The next reason is now in regards to turns. Cuando son giros. We also explain in all of our turn patterns that by holding here, you can stay connected to your partner throughout all of your turns. From here, you cannot, because you're going to get into a lot of trouble doing that. So, es importante, la razón por que también aguantamos abajo es cuando giramos, a mí me gusta estar conectado siempre con mi pareja para que ella siente que yo estoy ahí. En caso si ella se cae, la tengo. Si aguantas acá arriba y te mantienes conectado, vas a crear muchos problemas, okay? So notice, if I do a turn, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, siempre conectado. Si quiero cambiar lados, if I want to change directions, it's a lot better to do with two hands. 1, 2, 3, I can pull, stay together, and basic step. And then, if you want to get more creative, si quieres ser un poquito más creativo, de esa posición te da la oportunidad en poder moverte un poco alrededor de la pista. So puede hacer un giro y luego mantener esa conexión ya. So if you notice, this is how we're able to keep our turn patterns more fluid and accessible to other extended moves. En esta razón, esta posición nos deja hacer figuras y luego darnos la libertad en ser más, añadir más transiciones, que sea un giro de esta conexión, yo la sigo manejando en un giro y después seguimos 5, 6, 7. So esta posición también te da mucha más libertad en lo que se añadir pasos o figuras tras de otro en base de rotaciones, ¿ok? So, una cosa para terminar, como un ejemplo para tus estudiantes, es poner la mano en el pecho y para que practiquen solo esta posición, 1, separación y luego bailar. Van a asegurar que ellos entienden la distancia, mantener ese básico, pan, giro, pa, 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 y anota, crear ese entendimiento de la tensión con la derecha, la izquierda, codos, elbows, arm, tension, and understand, again, distance, okay? So, in closing, we obviously we're not going into crazy turn patterns because without the fundamentals, those crazy turn patterns are not going to feel comfortable or going to be executed correctly. Es por eso que queríamos hoy enfocarnos. Y ahora, en la maestría, in the mastery, we explain this in depth, in so many different scenarios. También explicamos estos en diferentes conceptos, diferentes escenarios también en la maestría. Pero queríamos explicar esto hoy porque está algo tan simple y un cambio tan importante te va básicamente a revolucionar o te va a cambiar lo que será todas tus figuras siguiendo hacia adelante, ¿ok? So in closing, remember, something so simple. Close position, hand down. Position communication, basic. Turn. Up means turn. Down means basic. Keep the distance away. Utilize the footwork. Utiliza los pasos. Y si quieres hacer rotaciones, mantén siempre conectado. No queremos suelta, giro, regreso. Nunca, nunca, nunca. Okay?
Yes. So we hope that as instructors, if you're an instructor watching this live feed right now, that you got something out of it to maybe use in your classes this week if you're teaching. If you're a student, again, our mastery is geared towards the instructor. However, as a student, it will definitely help you level up your dance game when it comes to bachata and our style.
Well, I think it's also very important too that we want to, yes, we are wanting to focus on up and coming instructors or instructors that want to take their teaching to the next level. But this is extremely useful for that dancer that just wants to take their level to the next step, okay? So do not feel discouraged if you're like, well, Ataca y La Alemana, I don't want to be an instructor. This mastery is just for someone that literally just enjoys dance and say, I want to be the best me possible. This is the mastery for that.
Yes.
Not connected to instructor, which naturally once you do the mastery, I'm
might.
pretty sure you're going to probably want to be like,
might
I want to teach this to a lot of people.
Yes. So keeping that in mind, I mean, we have over... yes, that would be perfect.
I was going to say, ahora, en español. So básicamente, mi gente, la razón de esta maestría y la razón por esta clase, queríamos, uno, explicar un par de cositas, componentes muy importantes, lo que enseñamos en la maestría, y también comunicar que sí, si eres una persona que quiere ser un maestro, o una persona que mejores como maestro, esta maestría es para ti. Pero también entender que si tú eres un bailarín, que no le interesa tanto ahora ser instructor, esta maestría también son para esos bailarines que quieren llevar a su baile al próximo nivel, ¿ok? So no queremos que todos también piensen que esto solo es para instructores, sí está dirigido para ellos, pero una persona que quiere básicamente adelantar en su nivel, esta maestría es para ti también.
Yes. So keeping that in mind, again, hopefully you got something out of it. Keep in mind, we have over 20 years of experience and we've really been working on, if you've taken classes with us, on our instruction, and we pride ourselves on how we instruct and how we deal with classes and our students and things like that. And that is in our mastery. Yes, so all of the tips that you got here, there's so many more in that mastery. There's a ton of more steps. We have a ton of turn patterns. We go from basic level all the way to advanced. So you have over 100 videos, I believe, that we recorded.
And this is something we've talked about plenty of times. We are both so truly proud of this mastery. This is literally the ins and outs of the Island Touch style and the Ataca y La Alemana methodology. Like, we're so proud of the course. It is a very extensive and long course, but we're so happy that in this course we're able to get really specific and really down to the nitty-gritty on so many different components that unfortunately we can't touch on in normal congresses or festivals or classes.
Right. So just keep that in mind. Over 100 videos that we recorded and that are now going to be available to you. For those of you that were signed up with the World Mastery previously, and unfortunately there was some things that happened, but now you will actually have access. If you were signed up previously, you will have that free access or that access again for what you've already paid through our Mastery Now.
So te explicamos también que habían un público, claro, que estaba parte de la maestría antes, que era World Mastery, y por razones que ahora no existe esa página, los que tenían un paquete por esa página con el correo electrónico que ves en la pantalla, a ustedes también le vamos a dar ese acceso también gratis, ¿ok? So también eso es una ayuda que nosotros queremos hacer porque entendemos que hay gente que tenía la maestría, no lo tienen ahora y ahora lo pueden obtener, ¿ok? Esta maestría son más de 100 videos, de punto A a punto C, ¿ok? So como te explicamos, es lo más completo, y lo hemos hablado muchas veces, que sinceramente Alemana y yo estamos muy, pero muy orgullosos de esta maestría, en todos los detalles que hemos podido poner en esta maestría, en todos estos cientos y más videos, ¿ok? So, lo que tenían acceso antes, escribe el correo electrónico y te podemos ayudar con acceso.
So if you're looking at the chat right now, we have just posted the email address to use. It's info@atacayalemana.com. So not la alemana, alemana.com. Make sure you send an email over there. Let them know that you've had access before, and obviously you're going to have to prove that. And then you will have access to this mastery now. And that is our thank you to you for purchasing it so long ago and for sticking with us and wanting to continue. So thank you for that. Thank you for your support. The next thing is, if you were not part of the mastery, don't worry. What we're offering you for the next 48 hours, you're going to get 50% off, half off the first month. Yes? For the access.
So la gente que no tenían acceso a la página, lo que queremos ofrecerle a ustedes hoy, esta oferta es en los próximos 48 horas. En las próximas 48 horas, el que se une a la maestría, le vamos a dar 50%, mitad off tu primer mes. So, esto es una ventana de solo 48 horas. So, asegúrate registrar ahora mismo y aprovecha ese descuento de 50%, mi gente.
Yeah, go ahead and use that link that was just posted in the chat. Get your promo code. Go ahead and click on that if you want to be part of this mastery and get that 50% off for the first month access. So go ahead and click on that link.
So obviously in closing, guys, so asegúrate, mi gente, el link está en el chat. So asegúrate cliquear a ese link. Está ahí.
Link.
El link, el enlace, creo que esa es la palabra. So asegúrate y aprovecha de esa oferta, ¿ok? So ahora, básicamente, antes de cerrar, le vamos a dar unos 5 minutitos. El que tenga una preguntita, if you guys have any questions, we are available to you now for the next 5, maybe 10 minutes or whatever. Let us know. Our team is with us right now. Nuestro equipo está junto a nosotros ahora mismo. Si hay preguntas que tienen, ellos también nos pueden ayudar en responder. La idea, mi gente, es que queremos que ustedes sean y se sientan seguros en registrarse para esta maestría. The goal with this class today and these questions right now is just making sure that you guys are comfortable and excited to take this mastery with us, okay? So let's see what questions we have. The new mastery.
No, they will be, Mario, if you were part of the World Mastery, these are the same videos. And the reason why is because we wanted you guys to keep having that access. And that World Mastery that we recorded before is our entire syllabus.
Yeah.
So yes, so if you've had the World Mastery, you will have access to the Ataca y La Alemana Mastery, because that is a syllabus. This is something we would teach to instructors in person, which we will have those certifications available one of these days. But in the meantime, it is the entire syllabus. So if you were an instructor, if you were planning on becoming an instructor, this is exactly what we would teach you and the levels that we would take you through. So that's really not going to change. The only other thing is we have other online classes which we update regularly.
Muchas gracias por la clase. Aprovecharemos los conocimientos y... Perfecto. Elisel, muchísimas gracias por eso y disfruta de la maestría. Quite often I see the family house party tab when I'm teaching AP. All right, family beginner class. How can I better help the students understand? Okay, so there's a great question. Us as instructors, I think we have to be very mindful to how we say things, because when we say tap, they're technically not wrong for doing this. So something that we've started to do is we've started to verbalize it differently. So what we use is an accentuated tap. An accentuated tap is basically a dragged out tap, a longer tap, a slower tap, a soft tap. We just have to be a little bit more clear in the description. So one thing that we've been able to accomplish is, and you saw in the chat, some people use what we call the sponge. You could tell your students, pretend like there's a sponge underneath their foot, and you're not
Squeezing out the
squeezing
water.
it.
Slowly letting it out.
Slow.
Slowly squeezing.
Slow.
Another visual, if sponge doesn't work for people, balloons. A small balloon. Visualize a small balloon that you're just pushing on, but you're trying not to pop it.
True.
It's all
I like
about
that.
finding, as an instructor, different visual aids to help your students understand. And that's what's going to make you a better instructor, is being able to communicate to various types of people.
And also to remember that one of the reasons why we obviously teach the accentuated tap is because of timing issues as well. So a lot of times when you do this tap and go, you're not actually giving the 4 and the 8 that slow, that full time into the next step. So you have to remember explaining those different components. Obviously we go in depth, obviously, in the mastery as well, all the different ways on how to explain it. But obviously right now, yes, we get away from this and we start adding this. And then in the mastery, we'll also go through all the different hips, the knees, the whole nine.
Yes. And one other thing as an instructor, and there's two things. There's this one that I want to touch on, and Stan had left a suggestion or a question for a suggestion. It's also very important as an instructor as well as a student, right? So if you're on the dance floor, this is also for you. It's making sure that you understand that you don't tell people that something is bad or wrong, because it is dance and it is an art and it is self-interpretation, however you see it. The reason why we don't tap like this is because it doesn't benefit our style. Now, you've seen people that'll do this, and that's fine. That is them interpreting and expressing the music and how they want to dance. But if we get into more difficult turn patterns, this is not going to work. So this is what we tell our students. We are very careful on our wording and not saying this is wrong or bad. It just doesn't work in this style, and this is why. So it's very important to understand that difference and being able to iterate that to your students. Now, Stan, you had asked for a suggestion as far as follows who unknowingly don't allow themselves to be led. I mean, they always try to anticipate the lead rather than feeling or sensing the lead. Any suggestions on that? As an instructor, telling your followers to not anticipate and already assume. Now, if you are a leader on the dance floor, I don't suggest you taking that opportunity to teach somebody, especially if you're not an instructor, and particularly because it was unsolicited advice. You never want to, on a social dance floor, provide unsolicited advice. Unless the follow is asking for your opinion, I say keep your mouth shut. Now, if you're an instructor, it is up to you in your class during that time to explain to your followers, not to anticipate, to learn to let go, and just be led.
Un saludo para Santo Domingo Touch. Bueno, vamos, 2 preguntas más. Obviously, si hace la pregunta en español, te respondemos en español. If you ask the question in English, we'll answer in English. So, we're going to take 2 more questions. Vamos a tomarnos para 2 preguntitas más. Acuérdense, mi gente, los enlaces, the links are in the chat.
Use those emails, info@Ataca y Alemana Mastery.com.
Okay.
If you've had the World Mastery before, please send an email there. Use the link to sign up if you've never been part of the Mastery.
So, la maestría es en inglés con subtítulos en español. Okay, so that's also something that you can take advantage of. The class is in English with subtitles in Spanish. Okay, otra pregunta. Acuérdense. El correo electrónico está ahí.
Throughout the whole chat.
They just reposted it right now.
Info@Ataca y Alemana Mastery.com.
Remember, 48 hours, 48 horas. En esta próxima 48 horas, la oferta es 50% descuento en tu primer mes. Take advantage of the offer.
It's not going to come around again, guys.
48 hours. In that 48 hours, we're closing up shop. In the next 48 hours, 50% off your first month. Take advantage now. Ahora. All right, boom. Thank you so much. Blah, blah, blah. We get full access every month.
You get full access if you pay in full.
Yeah,
You pay the mastery in full, that means full access.
you got it.
You pay per month, you get module access.
Oh, y otra cosita, one thing also too, our team did mention to us that if you guys have any questions whatsoever, that email is there for you, okay? So please take advantage of that email. En nuestro equipo nos comentó para comunicarse a ustedes que cualquier pregunta, cualquier duda que tengas, mi gente, por favor, escríbela a ellos. Ellos están disponibles y listos para darte cualquier respuesta que necesites para que te sientas cómodo entrando a esta maestría. So, with that said, we did it!
We're really excited to finally have this mastery back up. I know a lot of you have been waiting. You were part of the World Mastery before, and COVID hit, and it's been, 3 years now?
Yep.
And we're finally able to put it back up, and we are so excited because a lot of you, we know, have been asking for it, and we want to give that to you. We want to give you as much as we possibly can, and we do feel that with this mastery, not just for instructors, but for students as well, it's going to be very beneficial for you, for your dancing, to level it up, for your instructing, to level it up, and for you to level up your students in return. So please make sure to check it out. Email info@Ataca y Alemana Mastery.com to be part of it, to re-sign up if you were before, or any additional questions, please send your emails over there right now. And like George said, the sale is only for 48 hours. Take advantage. If you don't take advantage in the next 48 hours, it's probably not going to come around again. So make sure you do that.
So queremos darle las gracias a ustedes por estar aquí con nosotros. Gracias por confiar y por apoyar y siempre por el cariño. Esta maestría de Ataca y La Alemana, para nosotros hemos puesto todos nosotros en esta maestría. Como te decimos, estamos súper orgullosos de la maestría. Esperamos que todos ustedes puedan disfrutar de la maestría. Aprovechen porque las ofertas son solo por las 48 horas. Y luego nada, mi gente, literal, lo queremos, lo amamos. Gracias, gracias, gracias. Disfruta de la maestría y lo vemos en una pista por ahí, en un congreso, un
We'll
festival.
see you soon. And keep touching the world, guys. Love you very much.
Love you guys. We'll see you soon in a dance floor near you. We out.
Oh my God.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Love
Do you wanna
you. What? How do we? Oh, do you want to see Pharaoh real
Yeah.
quick before we completely turn off?
Come on, buddy. Say hi to the family. Come on. Say hi, guys.
Oh, there he is. Hi. Oh. Hi, buddy. Oh, baby. Oh my God.
So Pharaoh says, go get the mastery.
Get the mastery now.
Vete, compra la maestría. Ahora. Ahora. Go get the mastery. Right, Pharaoh? Go get the mastery. Compra la maestría. Right, Pharaoh? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Pharaoh. Who's that? Who's that? Mastery. What mastery? Who? Mastery. Go. I got my mastery. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Go get the mastery. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that? Yes. Go get the mastery. Bye.